Hi there, welcome to another painting tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to paint a Monarch Butterfly in acrylic paints. So let's get started. And let's start with a size 6 filbert brush. I want to take some acrylic flow medium and see if we can create a glaze effect. So I'm going to take that and then add a little bit of this primary yellow to the glaze mixture. And then let's apply that onto the wings. And if you would like to paint along with me, you can just grab the free sketch in the description below. So we want to add this beautiful yellow color, and some areas you can add a little bit less paint than other areas. I'm trying to make almost a stained glass effect. That water can really thin down the paint and create a glaze. Okay, so now we want to add some orange paint in here. And I have just a little bit of orange. So I'm going to take some of that glaze medium and some water. Just try to add a tiny bit of orange into it. And then let's see if we can kind of glaze that on in certain areas. So I want to leave some of the yellow showing and then some of this orange as well. You can add a little bit of the orange and then kind of blend with your brush. And then let's add maybe a little bit of red to that orange. I'm going to take a little bit of primary red and then add that along some of the edges, just giving us another variation of tone and color. Just a little bit more of an intense orange. Okay, so I think that's good for the base layer, so we can go ahead and let that dry. And while that is drying, let's work in the background. And for that, I'm going to take a size 5 flat brush. And let's take this spring green color, and I'm just going to add that in to the background. This is going to be a loose expressionistic background. And I'm just trying to make kind of abstract leaf shapes. It doesn't have to be too precise or too exact. And I'm trying to keep a bit of a white border along the outside. Okay, and now you can take another color. I have this really bright purple. And let's actually add a little bit of black to this purple. See if we can get a darker shade of it. And then let's try to put this darker color as a little bit of shadow. Okay, and now I'm just going to mix that pure bright purple in there. Probably going to have to go over his wings, or his antennas rather. Just use the edge of the brush and see if you can get as close as you can to the edge of your butterfly. And then you don't want to overlap too much with that green and that purple because it might make a little bit of a muddy color for you. Okay, and now I have this lighter violet color, and let's add that in as well. going to put that in just nice and randomly. Okay, so I think that's good for the background. And actually, let's try to add, so I have this circular sponge here, and I have a little bit of zinc white, which is a transparent mixing white. So I'm going to apply that to the end of the sponge, and then let's see if we can make just a few little dots. I'm kind of twirling the sponge. Just see what kind of effect that gives us. Okay, so I think that's good for that. So now let's go with a 0 round brush, and let's add, I'm gonna take a burnt umber, and let's use that to go around the body of the butterfly. And then I can take some black and fill in the middle sections. And while that is still wet, I'm going to take some of that zinc white and add that to the middle. And that's just going to give a three-dimensional look, and you can try to blend it in as well. So we're going to use a marker to do the thinner lines, but let's go ahead and add the thicker black lines. So now you can take your black and carefully go along the outside edges of the wings. I'm doing this with a round brush. And then this line here is pretty thick, so you can use your brush for that. Then on this side, you have a nice thick line. You can get plenty of paint on your brush. Try to press down, and that should give you some pretty smooth lines. Okay, so now we want this to dry completely before we move to the next step. So next you want to take an acrylic marker, and we're going to add some of these really fine lines. And this is just going to help us get a lot more precision than we could using a paintbrush. Okay, so you have kind of a branching shape. Okay, and then you can put a little bit of a curve shape here on the edges. Okay, and then you can use this to add a little antenna as well. Let's try this clay dotting tool. And I'm going to take some titanium white paint and then see if we can add just some random spots along the wings. Okay, you can try to vary the sizes here. And we'll do one row. And then you can do a second row pretty close to the edge. Okay, but I think we will call that complete. Thank you so much for painting along. I hope you got a chance to try this project. Please like and subscribe for more painting tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.